You gotta check this out.
That would make certain that in fact not only had there been alien craft, but somehow the U.S. had accessed them.
Is it a coincidence that our American president seemed interested in UFOs? Before he was president, Jimmy Carter saw a UFO and even reported it to authorities.
Well, he was in the Navy, wasn't he?
Also expressed their concern about visitors from outer space.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
And
Well, here to President Reagan, because that's exactly what's going on. But Americans want to make it look more like aliens are bad and coming for us, but that's where they're incorrect or purposely trying to mislead the people. You see, I have an understanding of what's happening. Let's listen to that one more second and see what President Reagan says again, right? There's a lot of good heart in what he's saying, though. And I don't know if he's aware at the time that U.S. had a under NASA or under government sending all kinds of money.
Is it a coincidence that our American president seemed interested in UFOs? Before he was president, Jimmy Carter saw a UFO and even reported it to
1973.
authorities. Subsequent presidents also expressed their concern about visitors from outer space.
There were no drones
I
back
occasionally
then.
think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish.
There,
if
our
we were
differences
facing an
would
alien threat from
vanish.
outside this world.
Our differences would vanish. So what people are about to find out, this is annoying.
As far as I know,
Pause. Okay, this is what's going to happen as I see. President Reagan said to, basically it would unite the world, right? And this is what needs to happen because we're all suffering because of everything. War, I can't afford cereal all of a sudden at 54 years old. My rent doubles, nothing happens. We're just living in strife and gripe. And I know the financials has nothing to do with much here, but it actually does because more advanced species than mankind, and there are many, the most advanced don't let the people suffer the way humans do. Humans are like, too bad for you. Competitive, competitive, competitive. I'm so this, I'm so that. I'm so rich and you're not. You're on the street. I don't think aliens do that to each other. They're far more loving than mankind. Think about it. And so I just think all this is real. The biggest thing that's going to come out of this is that, yes, all governments have been basically lying to people. I don't know if all governments know. Oh, this is very interesting. Just this shape right here, I'm noticing. Wow. I don't know. It's funny that this Clinton doesn't even believe in, but I have a picture where it looks exactly like this cross that punched right through thicker cloud, like here though, but super clear. I have my own picture like that. How interesting. Anyway, what's going to happen is, so the word reconcile, reconciliation, basically what's happening is our beautiful indigenous peoples of the entire planet have just been mistreated, kicked, and left in the corner. A lot like, well, little gay boy, you know, growing up in the 80s in Canada. Very much treated the same. And far worse, of course, but, you know, whatever. They were, I'm not going to go and compare wounds here. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But to say that we all suffer, and it's because, I was going to say aliens, mankind does not know how to treat itself with love. Every single member. You should be measured on how well you take care of the less advantaged. And so the fact that we have even one soul on the street, imagine that's your child now, because it is someone's child. And how dare we let this happen? Think deeper, deeper, deeper love, forgiveness, deeper, deeper love, love, love. The whole Ho'oponopono Hawaiian prayer or healing tradition of reconciliation is all about that, is about reconciling, reconciliation. I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. Right? Now imagine if that was truly applied from everyone to everyone. you're automatically forgiving everybody. That includes probably your own worst enemy and yourself for not letting go, for not this, for not that, for not forgiving. It's so deep, this concept of forgiveness. They try and teach it in classrooms at rehab centers, and it just goes over everybody's head. And it kind of did the first time for me, but 10 years later, I've had nothing but to ponder. And with all that I've learned in the last few months, I know this, and I know that I'm an intuitive, not just an empath, but an empathic to intuitive. Maybe it all goes together. I'm gifted. And anyway, that's just super interesting. And so, like, I was going to get back on topic about the indigenous peoples who have suffered. And then I said, like, a gay person, so I was turning it all back to me, and it's not about me. Listen to this. The government is not done reconciling, okay? Jean-Marc Leblanc shouldn't be living, breathing mold because he can't afford better, and because he's been too depressed to take another step forward for basically a decade. Because that's what happens when you torment your gay people and they're young. They put on a smile forever, some of us, and then whatever. Okay, so yeah, I'm going into some little pain there, but it is about pain. It is about pain, and then it's about judgment and misunderstanding. So when you truly understand what has happened to someone, make everyone the best movie you've ever seen, the life story of everybody. And it pains you, and they have their moments of crazy funny and crazy sad, or maybe not, maybe it's something else, but there's always a backstory. And when you understand that, you forgive the worst of the worst. You have to. Because when you do, that's when we move to an elevated consciousness, a oneness of consciousness, the new earth, forgiveness, all of that stuff. Who's interrupting this recording? And they must think I'm on like stuff. Like, no, I'm on realization. Anyway, bottom line, all of the governments around the world owe us all an apology and a huge, we probably owe something in some form, not necessarily to them, but somewhere too. And when you have that, then it's like we've been abused too, we've been lied to, that they know that we're not alone. They know there's been UFOs forever. But America, like specifically, we get specific numbers like $3 trillion unaccounted for over the last whatever years. And this is all going to like secret campaigns, secret resource, endless resources and money for secret parts of governments around the world. They try to recreate, backward engineer, or whatever they call it, reverse engineer UFO stuff. And then they'll try to make it look like there's an attack, and it's all about money and power, and it's actually all true. This would just sound like absolute insanity to someone without the higher consciousness. So how do you get higher consciousness? You be open-minded, you forgive, you meditate. You're not afraid to look up in the sky. You take up photography. You explore. You look at the deeper meanings. But nobody has time. But that's on purpose. So you wouldn't have time to ponder like me. To dig. 10 years not working full time. 4 years of very good responsibility. But this is why I've had time to develop this knowledge, to learn knowledge, and with my intuition and smart brain, well, it is so clear. Once you know, you know, and once you see a real UFO and you experience that, you know, and you can't go back. You cannot go back. It's like, whoops, this entire part of my brain is just booted up and is online, and they tell you only use 10% of your brain. I just felt 30% light up, like almost physically. Like, I know there's so much lies, even human evolution, history, it's all lies. Now I just want to do like Little Britain. It's like biochemistry, chemistrology, biochemistry and anomistry and Frenchology and ufology. Anyway, that's my 10 minutes and 15 seconds.